Good morning, Millennial Morticians. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of this incredible podcast. I'm your host, Jaden Folks. I hope you guys are ready, tuned in, buckled in, because we have an exciting topic this week. The title of this week's episode is Are You in Season? Are You in Season? I'm so excited about this topic. It's kind of funny and interesting how we got the title for today's episode. I'll give you a little backstory about that, and then we'll jump straight into this episode. I got the title for this week's episode at the grocery store. I was walking around. You look for different products that you need, different things, and I really have a really bad sweet tooth, to be completely honest with you guys. And I had a taste for strawberries, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna get some strawberries, and then I'm gonna leave. Now, the price of the strawberries didn't surprise me because they're out of season, but the taste and the quality was still really good. And I still got what I needed and I got what I wanted out of it. But I knew the price was only a reflection of the season that they were in. Because when summertime rolls around, the heat comes back, strawberries are going to be their normal price again, or what I assume to be their normal price again. And so what I got out of that whole experience at the grocery store was that some of the same products we offer our families, some of the same services that we offer, and even that we receive and get ourselves, the price is based on the season that you're in. And that doesn't mean that people don't want the product. It's just not the best timing, and the conditions aren't right for what you're selling them and what you're offering them. And so we need to be able to be adaptable. We need to be able to be transformative and empowerative enough to really go out and dig deep in finding what do people really want and when do they want it. I think one thing the funeral industry has nailed is exactly that, what people want. We know what they want and we know what they need, but we don't know exactly when they need it. And so we're coming into a more modern time with more technological innovations and excitement and opportunities out there. And we need to do our best and do our due diligence and making sure what we're offering them is in the best interest of them, number one, and in the best timing of them as well. You always want to be mindful and you always want to be cautious about implementing new activities or new technologies into your funeral home or anything like that, because those change the dynamics. And not only that, but it also changes how people view your funeral home brand as a whole. Really go out, really start looking into those contracts that you're in with the different technology companies and really looking at the fine print of what they're offering you, because it might have been a great product, a great technology, maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, but today it might not be the best. There's better out there. And it was great for that season in your life, but now you're wanting better, you're wanting more. And the consumer's needs are more demanding now than ever before. And people want to see, what do you have to offer? And is what you have to offer something that can be revolutionary, not just to the business, but to your personal life? Are you going to be able to have control features and all these cool things that we love to have when we're away from the funeral home? Because it's like that's your baby. You want to make sure your baby's all right. And so people are willing to put money and investments into those kind of things. And another big thing, if you're in a funeral home now, and we all know cremation's on the rise and it's growing and it's expanding, and more people are becoming comfortable with it, and it's really just it's hitting levels that I don't even think I was ready and prepared for it to reach, but it's going to be there. And I have to question the people who are still nervous or scared about cremation and still scared to buy into the idea of it, still scared to invest in their own equipment for it. I have to ask, why not get in season? The old season would have said, yeah, we're only going to do traditional funerals. We only do, traditional stuff here. But we're in a new season now, and cremation's popular. And so what I'm looking for, what the millennial audience is looking for, I need to see some funeral homes that are leading the forefront for adopting an adaptation of different technologies, different lighting, different garments and things like that for urns, and how the crematory operations are getting more refined and better. And the season's just changing. The product is still great. Traditional funeral, I don't think is going to go anywhere anytime soon. It's still great, but the season is changing. And it's still going to be there, but maybe it's just time for us to change our price model and turn things around closer to the cremation side of things. Not to say that traditional funeral prices are also, still going to continue to rise, albeit they're still a major part of our business. But how do we adapt? What do we change? What do we fix? What do we need to do? The last thing you want to remember is this: if you're too late in turning the tides of your funeral home, if you're waiting too long, or you think something's going to backfire on you in making a transition to modernize your funeral home, to add on cremation and other things like that, then whatever you had in mind, whatever you had planned, it may fail. It may not work. That idea that you had, it may die, because you're in the wrong season with the wrong idea. I mean, there's some people now in the funeral industry that are just now taking on things and technologies that have been around 30, 40 years, because we're the type of industry, we're the type of business where we need to see that things have been tested, tried, and true. We can't afford mistakes at all. And it's not like the wedding business where people get divorced and, hey, you can have a second wedding, you get a second chance at this. This is the kind of business where you only get one shot to do the thing, and to do the thing right, and to do the thing well. And so it's time for you guys to evaluate, as a funeral home, as an industry. It's time for us to really think about what season we're getting ready to go into, and are we charging the right prices for the right things? And are we paying the right prices for the right things? I mean, the price for everything has gone up. Inflation is truly on the rise, and it is affecting certain parts of our industry. And so I do believe that because of these new changes, that we're going to have to do more digging on ourselves, and not just ourselves, but on our businesses, to really see the ins and outs of what's going on. I think for a long time we've been okay with just saying, hey, we're a funeral home, we're up, we're making, great money. It's only a couple $100. Let's just take it and just stick with it. And even if we have our more bad days than good days, we're okay with it. I don't think that's acceptable in this kind of market that we're about to enter, because the difference is going to be, can you get it right majority of the time, 99% of the time? And that's not to say that we're all perfect or anything, but how many times is it getting it right? That's what people are going to start looking into. And I think what you're going to see is, with the move of social media and the move of more people bringing their phones into funeral services and actively using them during the service, I think consumers are going to get connected to these technology brands, these innovative brands, on their own. And they're going to figure out and ask the funeral home, hey, do you offer this? Or, hey, I've seen this on TikTok. Hey, I've seen this on these different social media platforms. Does your funeral home have that? Can we do that here? And if you say no, you're going to lose a client. You're going to lose a customer, because you're not in the right season with the correct products that you need to be effective in whatever design, whatever plans that you're planning on innovating the business with and making changes to it with. So you have to be able to equip yourself and do it in a timely fashion and in a timely manner. Another thing I want to encourage you guys to do is this. I'm not saying give up on anything that we've been doing as an industry or as a whole. What I'm saying is, look around you, check your environment, you get the pulse of your environment, see what's going on, see the things that you need to fix, the things that you need to change, and then actively make those changes. It's cool to talk about it. I know there's so many mortuary students out there that have some great ideas, even some of my classmates out there. Shout out to you guys. They have some great ideas for the future of this business, and they're willing to put their neck on the line to make that thing, that dream, that idea, that vision they have happen. And I question you, like I'm questioning them. The season is super important. And anybody attached to this podcast, anybody that's watching, you guys are a seasoned audience, because you're watching and you tune in every week and you learn with us and you evolve with us. And I don't want whatever ideas you guys to have or crops you guys have to die because you waited too long to incorporate them in whatever it is that you wanted to do. The funeral industry, as you know, it's not just an industry that's in one bubble. We're in a lot of different bubbles now. We're more than just a funeral home. We're more than just a one-man show. There's a lot of things we can do. There's a lot of things we're capable of doing. And we have to get in season with all of our ideas, with all the time we have. We, better than anybody else, should know this. We don't have forever. As much as we want to believe that, as much as we think we do, we don't. So any ideas you guys have, implement them now. Get it in now. Do it now. I mean, why wait? Why wait? This is the perfect timing. The season is just right. But you have to capitalize on the opportunity and on your moment to make something big happen with what you have. So you guys get together. Hopefully you guys are watching this podcast together. Put it together. Get an idea together. Something you guys have been wanting to do. maybe, you're starting to realize, hey, he's right. Cremation is growing. It is popular. We need to do something about it. We need to have a chapel just for that. Just an idea. Stay ahead, guys. Stay positive this week. It's cold here in Virginia, but wherever you are, stay warm. Enjoy yourself. Be blessed. I'm your host, Jaden, folks. This is the Millennial Mortician Podcast, a podcast that engraves like, share, repost, and subscribe. I love you guys. Tune in for the next episode. Stay blessed.